Today's video was actually inspired by an email that I got. Was trying to recreate something that they seen on YouTube, but the person that was creating the video was actually using After Effects. And this person that emailed me was struggling to do it in Fusion. And as I like to say, anything that you see created in After Effects can definitely be created in Fusion. There are a couple of differences, obviously, right? So that's what we're going to be doing today. Explore a wide selection of pre-made creative tools for DaVinci Resolve, like titles, transitions, slideshows and infographics, like bar charts and callouts, and much, much more. Link in the description for more information. All right, so to get started, we first need to jump into Fusion. And to do that, we're pretty much going to be in our project. You can start anywhere. If you're using Resolve 17, you don't need to do this next portion that I'm going to do. But if you're using a previous version, obviously you can do this in older versions of Resolve. We're going to have to make a Fusion comp. If you're in the new version, you can just go right into Fusion and all this stuff will be created for you on the timeline. So you're just going to drag this down onto the timeline, and then we're going to jump over into Fusion. And then once we're in Fusion, we're going to start off with grabbing a background node, and we're going to view this quick. And the idea here is that we want to break the little pieces of a pixel, the red, green, and blue channels of that pixel. We're going to obviously make them a bit bigger like they did in the video. By the way, if you're interested in seeing the other video and kind of comparing the two to get an idea on how you would go about doing this, the video that this person was looking at is going to be in the description. So we're first going to make 3 different backgrounds, but what I like to do is while I'm creating something that's going to be duplicated, I like to just copy that node instead of having to do those changes multiple times. And I'll quickly show you here. So what we need to first do is we need to come over into image. And this is where we're going to be able to set the resolution for this. If you don't know, resolution doesn't really mean much. So you can have any resolution elements in a Fusion comp and they'll work all together. What I found best for like a 1080, and you could probably do this for 4K, the pieces are just going to be significantly smaller and that might not look too bad. Actually, I think it'll work. I think it would work actually perfectly fine. Is I like to go 20 on the width and 10 on the height. And we can see up here, it says 2010. And now I'm just going to make 3 of these one for the red, green, and blue channels. So I will first introduce the red on there, copy this, Control C, Control V to paste, and we will get green, and we'll get one more for blue. And just to make this easier so I can see this, I'm just going to put RGB. So on this first one here, which is the red, I'm just gonna hit F2, type in R to rename that to R. This one's the green one, G, and then this one is the blue one, F2 for B for blue. All right, now we need to break this up into different elements. And I actually, when I was trying to test this before I made the video, I initially made 3 little boxes and then I just duplicated that all the way out. And what I noticed is that there was perfect lines going up and down, as well as perfect lines going left and right. And when I started to look into a screen, they actually offset it so that you don't get as much of a screen door effect that you see if you like take your phone and like record the monitor. So our eyes don't see that. When we're looking at monitors, they actually offset them. And then I seen newer versions of monitors ended up using circles. But we're just going to stick with the overall aesthetic of these like little bars. So we're going to first grab a mask and we're going to connect the mask up to this red one. And this is pretty much what we're going to be working with here. So we're just going to make them smaller and then bring them over here. And it took me a little while to figure out like the proper dimensions to get them, all of them to go all the way across. So I ended up actually I have a little cheat sheet here so that I make sure that I get this to look how I when I was working with this off camera. So for the center, we're first going to start with 15, and then this is just going to be 0.5 because it's going to be right in the middle. And then for the size for this, we are going to do 0.125, and then for the height, it's going to be 0.8, I believe. So that is the first one there. So I'm just going to take that, Control C, paste, Control V, and then all we have to do for this one, because this is now the green one, and we don't want them to overlap, obviously. This green one, we're now going to change the center here for the X. We're going to make this 3. While we're making this, it's not going to, we're really not going to be able to see the results until we have more of the structure actually built out. But just getting done with this at the beginning, and then if we want to, we can go back and fine tune it later. So that was that one. Let's add this one in, and then for the blue, we're going to change this to 4-5, right? So now we have them. If we look at where the little box is, we have one over here, and then we have obviously the green one there, and then the blue one here. Now, to get the offset ones, we're actually going to have it at the top and at the bottom. So we'll grab this first one here, Control C, Control V, while just clicking on it, it'll automatically connect it up here. And then for this one, all we have to do is just change the position because we're gonna keep the same size. So the position for this, we're going to have 6-5, and then we'll make this a 1. So now it's at the top. So now if I view this, we see this is at the top, and we're going to take this, Control C, Control V, and we need it to go to the bottom. And if you don't know about the position of the X and the Y, this bottom corner is 0, 0, and this top corner is 1, 1. So because we're on the X here and we want it to come down here, we just need to switch this to a 0 on the X, or excuse me, on the Y, down to a 0. And then now we have it down there. So now all I'll do is I'll take this one here, copy it, bring it over, paste, and now we just need to do the offset for this. So in the X, we're going to change this to 0.8, and then do the same thing, Control C, Control V, change the Y to 0. And then I'm going to copy this one, paste this one, and then in here, we'll go 9.5, paste, and 0. Okay, so now I have them all connected up. The one is off a little bit, but it really won't make that much of a difference. If later point in time you want to change it up, you can. All right, so next we're just going to grab a background node, and we're going to empty out everything. And for now, I'm just going to hit F2 and say blank, just so I know that's the blank one. And we're going to connect these up by dropping this onto here. And now we see this, if we look at it like that, okay, you guys can't see anything. It looks like this. We're going to come over and click on this merge, come into edges, and we're gonna go to warp. And what that's going to do is it's just going to duplicate them up and down. We're not gonna do mirror, because if we do mirror, it's going to mirror all edges, and we don't want it to mirror all edges. So we'll go like that. And we're now just going to do the same thing for the others, but we have to make sure that we're just connecting up to the blank for each one of these, because we still need to keep them separate for their separate color channels. So I'm just going to drag from here and drop it on the blank, and it'll be here, and we just switch that. And then we need to grab another one, bring it over like that, and this isn't working as I wanted it to. It looked nice there, but we're going to connect these up. All of these connect to the background, and then we're going to connect up like this. Whoops. Like that. And then in here, we're just going to do the same thing. So now is we need to go get our media. So I have this little clip here. This is my media, right? There's a little bit of light areas and there's some dark areas, and I feel like that's something that will really show this off. You can use just about anything you want. And we're going to go into each one of these merges with this into the mask. So we're going to connect up just like that into the mask. So now if we view this and we click on here on our merge one, and then we come over to settings in channel, this channel here is for the mask. If you don't have this connected, you won't see that. So those are actually your mask settings here. And we're going to have this mask powered by the red channel. So we can see where the red is here by it being a little bit brighter in some areas and not so bright in other areas. We're going to come over here, do the same thing, but this one is the green. See the G? So we'll go into the green for that one. And then this one is obviously the blue. Okay. So now I have that connected up. And actually, now that I'm thinking about this, hold on a second. That would actually be fine. Connect it up just like that. And then we can connect in a background that's just black. Just need to bring in that alpha, and we'll drop this on top and we'll view it, and we can tell like it's a little dark. So what we'll do before this is we will grab a brightness contrast node. We'll bring that in, and then in the brightness contrast, we can bump up the contrast a little bit. And that is pretty much our element. Now, we have a couple like really hot spots and some like where there's detail and it looks a little weird. What I like to do personally is after this media in, I'm gonna open up the select tool by holding down shift and then hitting spacebar. And in here, I like to type it blur. And we're just going to do a 1 pixel blur. Very little blur. If we take a look at both of these side by side, it's gonna be kind of hard to show, but if we look at these side by side, they actually, it's not blurred that much. You can turn the blur down or turn it off or don't even use it, but I found that to give better results. I thought at least. And so we can see all these little pieces. We have some that are on that are brighter than others. And that's pretty much the gist of this. And when we take this and we connect it up to the media out, and we take a look at it here, full screen, it bringing, you know, with the red, green, and blue channels right next to each other and bright in some areas, we have like what resembles kind of like a white here. And for the rest of the areas as well. I actually think that I would bring up the brightness just a little bit. Let's look at this. Going 1, and I'll make this a little bit bigger. It's a little difficult to show on screen here because I use another monitor that would be full screen. If you want to have a full screen and you have Studio, you can come up to workspace and go to clean our video clean feed and then send it to another monitor, and you can get the output of a node in a full screen so you can see it a little bit better. But that is the gist of this. Actually, I just noticed that this is a 4K video and it's going into all of this stuff that's a bit smaller. So I'm going to come out of here and grab a resize node because the resize node will take it down to 1080 but maintain the full video. So there it is. That looks a bit better. All right. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. That's what I got from it. I think it looks pretty cool. It's not super difficult. I could see taking this and like putting it like I think it really works well with like text or just something that you're trying to show like that's like old. I don't know. It's a unique look, that's for sure. If anything, you learn how to use masks with multiple channels. So if we put this on top, pretty much the same thing. With it closed like this, because you have like scaling, things look a little weird until you go full screen so you can see everything, or else you get this moire where there's like these different colored looks like patches, but that's just because taking everything, making it smaller, and a portion of that math makes some pixels brighter than others because some are, anyways, doesn't. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I can't say everyone go to my website and, you know, submit things that you're looking to have created. I can't do it for everyone, and some things I don't even know how to do. But the things that I do, and I do know how to do, and I feel would be a pretty good video. By all means, I'll give it a shot and see what I come up with. But that's pretty much it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, my name's JR. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.